Welcome back. You're watching France 24 and it's time now for Media Watch. James Creedon is here with all the top stories, James, creating buzz online and in French media.
That's right. Good evening, Lana.
Good evening.
So we'll start, I suppose, with a look at Dominique Strauss Kahn. He's never far from the headlines these days.
The story that just keeps on giving.
It keeps on going and going and going. And now another character enters stage left. Her name is Marie Victorine. And she gave an interview to L'Illustré, now that's a Swiss magazine, Swiss French-speaking magazine, about the intense affair that she had with Dominique Strauss-Kahn. Now, this is going back to 1997 and 1998.
It goes back quite a while, though.
Yeah, it does indeed. She was only 23 years of age at the time. Dominique Strauss-Kahn was 47. And she says that she met him through her father, who was a Socialist Party campaigner in the Sarcelles region. Kind of quite strange to meet him through her father. But anyway, now she says if she's speaking today, if she's speaking out about this, it's because the news already got out. People are already talking about it. So she was preferred to give her side of the story. Now, she was very critical of Kenneth Thompson. He is the lawyer for Nafissatou Diallo, who is taking the case in New York against Dominique Strauss-Kahn. She says that Kenneth Thompson asked her very personal questions, brutal questions and surgical questions. I suppose he has been in touch with her, trying to see if she could lend some weight to Nafissatou Diallo's case.
And does it seem like her testimony is going to lend some weight to the alleged victim's case or to the defence?
Well, I mean, it's unclear for now, in fact, because she has given two different accounts, it seems, in two different interviews that she gave. So I suppose the main question for now is how credible,
mystery there.
How credible is she? She says that she would give evidence if Cyrus Vance, the prosecutor, were to call her to give evidence, because we're all looking for the truth. Now, in terms of those two different accounts, she spoke to this magazine, L'Illustré. She said that, frankly, I do think there was a sexual encounter between Dominique Strauss-Kahn and Nafissatou Diallo, a forced sexual encounter, but I do not think it was rape. So she said she thought that there was some sort of force involved. It was probable that happened. Then, a couple of days later, on Saturday of this past weekend, she spoke to a Swiss television channel. And when speaking to them, she said, I cannot see him forcing or insisting.
So directly contradicting herself there.
Essentially. And she went on to say, you can be physical without being violent. The whole thing, as described by the hotel maid, seems very improbable. She says she added that she was never afraid of Dominique Strauss-Kahn in all of the time that she knew him. So something seemed to change in her memory of events between Thursday of last week and Saturday. And indeed, on Nouvel Observateur, French magazine, on one of their blogs, they're asking how credible is Marie Victorine. And they're saying that certain elements cause doubt. For instance, the lack of precision in why she came forward now. She says
Who contacted her?
Right.
Perhaps.
She says that a private investigating firm based in Washington, D.C. Procured a letter that she had sent her father in which she had detailed the affair with Dominique Strauss-Kahn, and that's how everything was uncovered, and that she was being harassed by the media in the US and had to leave to take refuge in Switzerland. But one would have to ask the question, how could this private investigating firm have known of the existence of this letter? I mean, so there are some elements in it that don't really fully add up, you could say, for now, or that need clarification.
That's for sure.
Absolutely.
All right, next up, a subject we love here in France, and that's the holiday season, a very important topic in French offices. Ministers are all away, but this year they're being more cautious with their vacation destinations.
They are indeed. I mean, it was only December, January of this past year that my God, her name is escaping me, Michèle Alliot-Marie. She was a French minister who was holidaying in Tunisia just as the uprising was taking place, and it caused a massive stir, a massive amount of controversy in France. Even Nicolas Sarkozy in 2007, he went on vacation to the US, and it was seen as a very bling
right
holiday.
After his election.
That's right.
That caused a great scandal here.
Yes. So, I mean, in any case, especially in a period of austerity, apparently the cabinet of ministers have been ordered to take very, I suppose,
low-profile
vacations, and if possible in France. And indeed, the spokesman for the Élysée, Franck Louvrier, said that they're not on holidays; they're just taking a break. So I'm not sure what the distinction is between the two.
Seems like a play on words.
And here you have a cartoon of Nicolas Sarkozy, not on holidays. He's patrolling. You can see him on his bike there down the south of France. He's on holidays down in the Bruni family residence in Cap Nègre on the lovely Côte d'Azur. So in any case, yes, they've been told, don't, in a period of austerity, take bling holidays. It's not the way to go. So yes, that's that. And I suppose it's worth pointing out that a lot of TV shows, including this one right now, are talking about holidays non-stop for the last few days. And we were even just saying earlier, this past weekend is the famous chassé croisé.
Yes,
you
absolutely.
Could probably explain it better than
That's a big topic
me.
in France. It's the weekend that comes in between July and August. And all those people, all those families who took their breaks in July come back home. All those people who are taking their breaks in August are leaving. And it creates this sort of massive traffic jams on French roads. And it's a big topic for the French media every year on the same weekend.
So everyone who's taken the whole month of July off and, they're tiresomely making their way back to Paris or wherever, they're getting stuck in traffic with all the Huissiens, because they also, you have Juetistes and Huissiens.
You've got two camps in that
and they're
story.
very different people.
It is very important, very different people. Those who take their vacations in July and those who do that in August.
And actually, I on a personal note, I was on holidays myself last week and got caught up in this mess in airports and roads with people, getting, I suppose, all of the traffic. And on Friday,
you becoming all French.
Well, there
James.
you go. And on Friday, I even saw a television show called C'est dans l'air, which is very serious. I think we have it here on the computer. We have the website. We don't have the pictures, unfortunately. It's a very serious debate show every evening on France 5 television, where they discuss the big issues of the day. And on Friday, what was the big issue? What will the weather be like in August? That was the major debate theme.
Just shows you how many people are on vacation.
Exactly. And you had people like this, invited on. Jean Jouzel, he's a glaciologue and a climatologue, so a climate expert. Right. And you had a sociologist by the name of Jean Didier Urbain. And they were
a weatherman as well in there.
So you were having an extremely serious debate about what will the weather be like this coming month. How reliable is the weather forecast? Are habits changing since uprisings? Will people be staying more in France? Extraordinary. This went on for an hour.
They are very serious topics, I believe, James.
I was perplexed.
Thanks very much for that. Thanks very much for being with us. I'm afraid we have to leave it here. That was Media Watch with James Creedon. Do stay with us on France 24. Up next is Web News, our roundup of the top internet content of the day.